uh, all the dignitaries on the dais. I'm not going to call everybody by name. My dear parents, the principals, sirs, the various principals are here, the faculty members. There are some grandparents too, and my dear children. And first of all, a hearty congratulations to all of you, because you are on the verge of beginning a new journey into a new phase in life. And this is a kind of organization, this is a kind of occasion that we tend to give you a few ideas about the do's and don'ts, the pitfalls, what you should avoid, and try to get a little preachy about things. I do a lot of commencement speeches, I do a lot of convocation speeches, and I end up getting preachy. But then after Mr. Sadbari is speaking, and so elaborately about the do's and don'ts, I don't think he has left anything for me to say. So, sir, I'll take 10 minutes. Honestly, I came to talk about something else, but I think I'll take it into a different angle. Looking at all you students, I feel that instead of talking to you about very practical things, which Mr. Sayed spoke beautifully, and then Iftikhar spoke very briefly but very effectively, I'll take you to a higher plane and tell you something very basic about life. And this is something from my seminars that I conduct. I'll just take not more than about 5-6 minutes to tell you about that. Whatever I'm speaking, sir, today is absolutely fundamental, and some of them may sound that, oh, is it the right thing? So you don't have to have any worry about it. Please lend your ears to me for the 5-6 minutes next, and you can take it that whatever I'm saying is absolutely truth. And they are the intellectual people, the scholars are unanimous about these are few things. There are no controversy at all about that. Okay, first and foremost, what is the basic aim of every human being? And we may be able to articulate it or not, or we may be able to talk about it or not. And trust me, the basic aim, deep inside, the craving is always to be happy, sir. You know, deep inside, every human being's craving is to be happy, whether we are able to tell it or not. And what we do, in order to be happy, we sacrifice our happiness. In order to be happy, we sacrifice our inside. We make it so polluted that when you are about to reach, and then we do not have a soul to enjoy that happiness. Now, let me just begin again. The basic aim of life is happiness, okay? And happiness comes only from achievement, nothing else. Only on achievement you'll get happiness. So you may ask, what is success? The definition of success is that when your achievement is recognized by the society, that is called success. That's the meaning of success. So it is happiness comes only from achievement, and every achievement comes only from action. Without action, there is no achievement. And behind every action, there is a thought in our mind. At any given mind, if you watch, there are hundreds of thoughts are going in our mind. But out of that, it is one thought that results in an action which goes on to become an achievement and gives us ultimately the happiness. And if it is recognized, it becomes a success. So far it's clear, right? So the most important thing is the thought process in our mind. And the stronger the thought, the stronger is our urge to act on that. And the more positive is our thought, the more positive is our action. Which means that the quality of our thought and the direction of our thought is very important. And you know what is it called? And if I tell you, a lot of you will say, is that what? Okay? The quality and direction of thought process, sir, is called attitude. You know, a lot of us use attitude in very wrongly. Oh, the attitude. This is what, I mean, we associate attitude with arrogance. You know, will your attitude on? Attitude is a very positive word. Attitude is the quality and the direction of your thought process. It is, I think, William James. William James is one of the founders of psychology in US, and it is he who said that the discovery that by changing the attitude of a person, his entire course of life can be changed is the biggest revolution of this century. Is what he said is that by changing the quality and direction of a thought process, or by changing the attitude of a person, you can change the course of life of a person is an ultimate revolution. Now, having said that, let me just bring you down for a while. Let me give you a formula of success. Success as in I'm talking about achievement that leads to happiness. It says that success is equal to a forward thrust plus directional control. A forward thrust and a directional control. Salisbury Saab would keep telling you about this, effort, sacrifice, all these are associated with this one word, forward thrust. You compare this with an automobile. An automobile becomes an automobile because there is an inbuilt forward thrust in that. There's the engine there, which makes it an automobile. That is a thrust. In the entire automobile, there are only two things which are very important, which is an engine and a steering wheel. Because you have a forward thrust and you have a directional control. Everything else is, of course, the body is important, the wheels are important, the gears are important, clutch, everything is important. But ultimately, there are only two things that makes an automobile is an engine and the directional control. And that forward thrust, trust me, comes from your attitude. When you start continuously working on your attitude, you have a raring to go. You want to keep doing something, and that is, the stronger it is, the stronger is your action, the more positive is your direction. And the directional control comes from what Salisbury was saying about the dream. The bigger your dream bigger. APJ Abdul Kalam's famous words, dream is not what you see while sleeping. Dream is what makes you lose your sleep. That is a kind of dream that you should have. An aim, an aspiration. Whatever is your inner calling, when you have that, you automatically have a directional control and you have an attitude. You have a forward thrust, and success is a definite thing on that. Now, these are the things, if some of you boys and girls are used to reading, I'm sure that Rumi will do this. All the olden days books, either Dale Carnegie or Napoleon Hill or Norman Vincent Peale, these books, Power of Positive Thinking, was all written on that. And they also taught us how to develop. If you get a chance to hold, so we must have these books in our libraries more than our, because these are the books will teach you a power of positive thinking and your attitude, how to develop. There are techniques and there are exercises what you can do. And then, sir, I'll take another 3-4 minutes. And then came a man called Dr. Stephen Covey. How many of you have heard of Dr. Stephen Covey? Any boys? Yeah. If you're a reader, you will know. Dr. Stephen Covey is the one who brought out that ultimate book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. What he said is that attitude is very important. Attitude gives you a trust. But the attitude that you fake is not going to take you very far. Smiling is an attitude. Calling a man by other name is an attitude. Showing bubbly energy is an attitude. But if you're faking that attitude, and it's not going to take you very far. He said your attitude should be the tip of the iceberg. It should be like, so what is the tip of the iceberg? There has to be the whole iceberg behind that. And he said that attitude should be a part of your character inside. He said that your iceberg is what Salisbury never tires of telling. That solid attitude, what you have, that is your core. And the tip of that should be your attitude. And that should show. And you don't have to show it, it automatically shows when you build the character. And what is this character? Character is a set of values or a guiding principles that you have in your life, which guides you in every decision making. It guides you in all the decision making because we are ultimately a series of decisions that we make. A series of right decisions that we make guided by this character or a value system. And how do we form this value system? Sir, he said, there are unchangeable principles. You can't say that, oh, this is good for you, this is bad for me, or this is for this religion. He said there are unchangeable principles of life, like honesty. No compromise on that. You can't say that on Islam honesty is done, Hindus don't follow. Honesty is honesty. There is no compromise on that. Sincerity, integrity, kindness, grace, simplicity, empathy. These are unchangeable characters. And out of those principles, these are unchangeable principles. When your value system is life is based on these character based value system, and automatically he says that your attitude shows, and you develop that what I called about that forward thrust, and then you have a dream which gives you the directional control, and ultimately you reach wherever you want to reach. And the vehicle to take you there is education. And education is an ultimate thing in today's thing, because in earlier days, we knew that society is divided into Brahmins and Vaishyas, Shudras, and we had Kshatriyas. Now today it is very clear. Once upon a time, the knowledge was the forte of a Brahmin, and Vaishyas did business. But today